Hi everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. Today I have a Cheerful Daisy card for you. It's really a pretty card, and it's my first card club card for May. And I know it's just April. We're getting towards the end of April, right? I think we just have 1 week left. Can I see my calendar? Yeah, just 1 week left of April. So it's not that far away from May. So I wanted to show you, this is a card. You can go watch this, and this will kind of really show off the paper that is in the Cheerful Daisies suite. And that catalog starts May 2nd, so we're getting really close. I'm going to do one more card from the other catalog. If you need this catalog, this is the one that starts, I think it's May 2nd. I don't think it says on here the actual date. So you'll want to join me next week, May 2nd, because I'll have some specials. I always do catalog kickoff week specials, so there'll be some things next week. If you don't have a copy of the catalog, I have more coming. I'd be happy to send you one, so you can check out my email or my website to find out for that. This is the first project from my Try It class. We did start cutting paper for it over the weekend. I think I did, maybe we just rounded up to make it. I started, the math that's involved with this class. Math's not my thing. I can do math, and sometimes I say that and I think people think that I'm not good at math. I'm fairly decent at math. I just don't enjoy it. And there's a lot of math with this class, just, especially thinking of how many packets of designer series paper you need when you start making multiples of packets, and how many packets of embellishments, and how many yards of ribbon. So we did a couple of cards and I started rounding, up, because you don't want to be left out. So I think I maybe have about 5 additional packets. So I'll leave the link up until I'm used up for those. So if you go watch this video, then once those are all taken and claimed, then I'll pull that link down. But this will explain it. Plus, you'll get to see the suite a little bit more. So today I'm going to show you again the Cheerful Daisies bundle, but I'm not gonna pull out the dies or anything on that. So if you want to see them, go to that other card. But Cheerful Daisies is going to be my May Card Club focus. So normally with Card Club, so we're going to take a little detour of everything that's normal with Card Club, because normally with my Card Club, you have until the 10th of the month. So my Card Club is a subscription service. You sign up with PayPal subscriptions. Number one thing that people ask me is, I don't have a PayPal. You do not have to have a PayPal. They just host it for me. A lot of times I think when you sign up for anything that's a subscription, you don't see who's hosting the subscription service, because you have to have somebody that does the behind the scenes where they take your money and they just kind of like push out that stuff. So you just pay for it with your checking account or with your credit card, and PayPal's really safe and secure. So you just sign up, and if you sign up on the 8th of the month, then every 8th of the month, then they just auto withdraw for you. So for as long as you want to be in it, you're in it. It's my cheapest online class that I have. And we do 6 projects together. If you ever want to pause or you ever want to cancel, you can do that. Every 6 months that you're in it, on the 7th month or the 13th, or, every month following the 6th or 12th, you get loyalty gifts. They're valued at about $25. There's always some kind of a bag or some kind of something like that that's part of it. And then some embellishments or some adhesive, something that are in the bag. So that's kind of a loyalty thing. And then if you pause or you cancel, you start over with the counting. So normally, like I said, you have till the 10th. But because I'm going on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip in May, and because my daughter and we're going to extend the trip at the beginning, so we're actually leaving in the middle of May. So my cats and my cats are having people with them at the beginning of the month, and then my daughter's coming back and they're not doing the Norway part. And so she's going to come and be in my studio with the cats, and who knows what trouble they'll come up with. So my studio will have people in it, just not me. And so then I am moving everything up. So normally you have to sign up by the 10th, but this time it's going to be in the mail before even the 10th. So this time it's May 1st. You have to let me know by May 1st if you want to do May, if you're going to stay in. If you're in club, you have to be in it by May. You can't cancel or pause. If you're in it on May 1st, you have to stay. And I'm just asking that you not pause or cancel because it will be in the mail before that normal, and you have to add on if you want to add on the Cheerful Daisies bundle. So this month, when in my card club, and then in June, you're going to get some kind of a goodie either from the United Kingdom or for Norway. So that will be in your June packet as a thank you for being part of my club. So it won't be in there in May because obviously we won't have been there. But one of the perks for Card Club is if when you get the stamps or the bundle, you don't have to have a die cut machine. Then I pay your shipping, handling, and tax. So I have to know by May 1st if you want this added in because I'm going to order everything the first day that I can order it. So this month, you will get a half a packet of the Cheerful Daisies, fresh as a daisy, paper, and it's always cut this way. So you can see that other video to see all the pieces. You're going to get a full packet of the adhesive backed solid gems. Stampin' Up! Needs some help in there. We have such great names for our ink colors. And then our embellishments have like names. And then you're going to get a whole spool of the wild wheat textured ribbon. And then you're going to get the supplies. You get envelopes, 6 envelopes, and you're going to get the supplies to make 6 cards. We do 3 designs, so you make 2 of each. And I'm going to show you the first one. The first one you always get to see on the public channel. The other 2 are just for my club members. So let's make our first card. For this one, I'm going to use this piece of paper here. Now yours would be cut in half. So it's going to be cut in half this way, which thankfully the big pieces you'll have 1 of each because we'll go through and make sure you get it. I'm going to use this piece here because I love that piece. It speaks to my 70s loving Girl Scout little heart here. This paper does have a lot of the new colors, a lot of the returning colors, a lot of the new colors. But this card I'm going to make just to show you that even though it has a lot of the new colors, you don't have to have the new colors to make a card because I'm not going to use any new colors of ink on it. So I'm just going to trim out this one here, just this really fun daisy pattern. It's always hard to decide too when we've done a color refresh. It's hard every time because we have new in colors every year. So do you get new colors? And when you get new colors, you're going to get new paper, you're going to get new inks, or you're going to get new stamps. And then when they do a color refresh, which only happens every 3 to 5 years, so it doesn't happen all the time. So afraid I didn't cut that. So now we have this fun panel. So to me, it looks like, kind of like a Velvet Elvis, right? It has that 70s, like you might pick up this acrylic painting at the Goodwill that's been in somebody's house for a very long time. So I kind of wanted to take it up a notch. Now this is a part, if you're in Card Club, you don't have to do it. Because you'll have to do it if you want to. Just take any of your folders that, like we've had my very favorite one was the one that made it look like canvas, and I don't have that one anymore because I don't keep things once they've retired. But we have this one, and it's currently in the catalog, and it will be in the upcoming catalog. It's moving on. I don't remember what it's called. I think I called it the Spackled. It's not called that. I should have looked it up. So I'm just going to run this through, and it just kind of matches, and it will kind of give it that, I think it really gives it that 70s kind of, that painted look where it's just kind of thick with paint. So let me just run that through. You don't have to do this step if you don't have a folder, and there's other folders that you can use just to give it that painted watercolor. You found it in a garage sale texture, and that's kind of what I'm going for. So it just went from a flat piece of paper, and now it has that kind of gesso painted texture to it. You don't have to do that. It's just an extra fun step that you can if you want to. Now in Card Club, you get this stuff to make too. So like I said, even though there's lots of new colors in this kit, this one just has espresso. So I'm gonna put these here. And then I think I have 2 of all of these. A lot of times we run things through twice, like stacked up. So, and obviously we just need 1 of each for this project. So you don't have to have the dies because everything will be will come to you. But again, if you want to add this texture and you've got the dies in your in club, I'm just going to take this little texture piece that comes with. We didn't run it through because they cut out. Do I have one here? They also cut pieces out, and I didn't want it to accidentally cut. So I'm just going to put this here. I'm going to flip it over, and it's very subtle. It kind of does what this does to this piece of paper. And I'm just going to take my bone folder, and it doesn't even have to be straight on there. And I'm just going to press down where I can feel the die in there. And just kind of rub it. So it just kind of raises a little bit of it up. Again, you don't have to do it if you don't have the dies. Or you could even just take this and put it on a mouse pad with your bone folder and push hard into it. And if you want a decorated bone folder, remember I said I have catalog kickoff week specials. A bone folder with a hole in it and little charms are going to be one of my catalog kickoff week specials. Now I want this to look like this. So obviously you can stamp it if you want, but it's going to be pretty stark, and I would rather it look more like it's been painted. And you know, we have the ability to paint. Don't worry, if you're in Card Club, we're going to stamp, but I wanted this one to look like that. So I'm going to take my Smoky Slate, which is not a new color. And I'm just going to take my Wink of Stella and see how it just has a little bit of gray like it's been painted. I am just going to add a little bit of paint down the edges of my Smoky Slate just to kind of give us some shading. Just kind of like those, just like it's been a real quick watercolor. And then another not new color is Espresso. Now this is wild wheat back there, but we have wild wheat in our ribbon. So we don't have to worry about adding that because it's not on the daisies. So these, you can see they're dark on one side and kind of light on the other. So I'm just going to do the same thing. So I'll put all the dark on one side, and then as it comes off, I'll just kind of move it over. And dark over here. You can, if you don't have a Wink of Stella, you can do it with just a paintbrush or one of the water painters. This has a little bit finer of a tip than even our finest water painter. And now it matches those. None of these are perfect, so you don't have to be perfect when you do yours either. That looks good. And just make sure you get that brown off the end. And then you can kind of see that shimmer. I'm just going to take this just to make it not be empty here. Pull in a little bit of shimmer there. So part of the reason I didn't cut this out of paper was because I didn't want to cover up how pretty this is. Because if you put a tag on here anywhere, you're going to cover up this. And I really liked the way you could see it growing down here. And there was no place to put the tag when I cut it out of solid cardstock. So you can stamp on the window sheet. You have to be careful because it's a little slippy. Oh, I was going to get the other saying. I wanted one to be a birthday. That's the nice thing in Card Club when we do two cards, is that one can be a birthday and one can be one of the other ones. So I didn't get the birthday saying out. So we're going to have two oopsie daisies. So sorry. But it's a cute saying. So just put it on here. You're going to be careful that your hands aren't sticky because you can leave fingerprints. And see, it just kind of sticks to it. So just lift it off super careful. Then if you don't have white embossing powder, you can just let it dry. It does take it a good minute. So you'll want to, well, much longer than a minute. But it can dry. And I don't have any, well, that's not true. I have embossing trays here, but they have gold and copper in them for some other upcoming projects I'm filming. Didn't think about the white one. So we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Put my white powder here. The last couple of times I've done this, I've heated off camera, but then people don't hear me say, I'm going to heat this off camera. And they're like, didn't your embossing powder need to be heated? So I guess I'm going to do it so you can see it. I don't have my tray, but the tweezers do come in the Embossing Editions kit. Make sure that you take it and flick it really good. Get anything off. You can rub it too with the little pad that comes in the Embossing Editions kit, especially because we've run it through the cut and emboss machine and then we've put it in your packet and then you've taken it out of your packet. So there's been lots of opportunities for fingerprints to get on it. So if you have the little thing, I should have done mine. Let's heat up your heat tool. You want to get it warm before you do it, because if this is warm, it will do it instantly, and then it's less, you don't want any chance of your window sheet to melt, which it would have to be on here for a long time. See it just go bright white? And it's done. And now look how pretty that looks on there. And you can still see all of the fun pattern behind it. So let's fold this in half. And then for this card, I'm just going to use a little bit of ribbon. Again, I didn't want anything to detract from how pretty the picture was, or to cover up the bouquet that I'm trying to not cover up. I did think about framing it in this because, again, this kind of has that 70s feel to it, both in color and in texture. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive here. I did get my trades done for, we do swaps on the trip. And I'm so excited to show them to you. That's one of the things that's in my embossing tray. So I'm going to film it, but then I'm not going to have that video post. I'm going to have some things post ahead of time. I mean, schedule. I'm going to film them ahead of time and then have them post. So I'll have that post just before we board the ship. So it'll be a hot minute before you get to see it, but they turned out really nice. And the fun thing is I used something that's new, because I did want to use new things, but I couldn't use new ribbon and I couldn't use new embellishments because I'm cutting this all up for my Try It class, trying to get as much done ahead of time as I can. So even though I had to use embellishments, okay, now on this, I want you to see where I'm putting the adhesive, just right here, because I want to be able to add my stem and I need to tuck it in here, and so there can't be any adhesive there. And then I want you to see where I'm going to put this. I'm going to move it down. Now this is not a full size that normally I would cut. You're going to see it has a larger border because it's just the design of the paper, right? That's the size that it is on the designer series paper that we're working with. So it has a bigger border, and I put it closer to the bottom and left a little bit more at the top. So take your snips and go right about right here. Just kind of get it worked so you can get your snips to go inside of there. These have a nice sharp point. Just cut right there. And then take this end and just make a nice sharp point there, because you don't need that big fat end. And then just slide that in there. So now you have a stem here. Just going to add a tiny bit of adhesive so it doesn't fall out. I don't think it's going anywhere, but on the off chance. And now this can go all the way up to the top, and I want it to go just to the top of there. So I'm going to keep that so my stem doesn't come out. And then I'm going to get a dimensional. Which I lose these things all the time. Does anybody else always lose their dimensionals? I'm going to stick that there. And I don't want it to go off the top of my card, but I want it to go just off the top of that. That way this goes to the bottom and that goes to the top, and you have about the same amount of. Now we have this, and it can stick on with the fine tip glue. And mine would not have those little things on there had I used my little embossing buddy. So use yours. So I'm going to do this at the end. I'm going to show you one more thing though, because once I have that on there, I'm going to have to put something heavy to hold it. I just want to add a little bit more kind of that 70s. Oh, you just know the paintings they were just so fun. So I'm just going to take this, and these will dry a little bit shiny. It's not sticky. The fine tip glue isn't sticky. And you don't want a lot. You don't want it to be 3D. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of it here. And it soaks into the ribbon, so you need a little bit more than what you think you need. I'll put that there. And then when I'm done in just a second putting my embellishments on, I'm going to put my... somebody's texting me. I turned my phone off. I didn't remember to turn my iPad off. So my iPad's getting messages. Just put this there, and then that will hold it. Then I won't add these. I took some of the lemon lolly, which is a new color, and that's not wild wheat, but it matches. And there's lemon lolly in other sheets of the paper, but it kind of brightens it up. It again gives it that 70s feel. And it's the wheat and the lemon lolly are kind of Stampin' Buddy colors, and then the copper also works well with that. So here is this one, and you can see this dried. It dries crystal clear, so you can't see that it has the glue holding it together. And look how much fun those are when they just have a tiny bit of shimmer. And there's our little, this one I guess I put the dimensional on I can't talk, on the stem. So if you're interested in my card club, this month you have until May 1st. To sign up and to add or to do anything with Card Club. You have till the 1st of May. Normally it would be the 10th of the month, but this month it's different. So once the first hits, you're in or you're out. And if you want to add anything, it has to be added by then as well. So if you have any questions about oh, look here. I was trying to show you. So this is the way that the larger daisy, when you run that thing through where I gave it the texture, it can pop it out as well. That's the larger one. So it's a really fun little suite. Everybody have a great day. And if you have questions, let me know. I'll catch you back here later. Bye.